Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jefferies, the present-day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. Are you finding yourself oversensitive to heat, light, and noise? Like things like you're sweating for the sake of it. Noise, everything grates on your brain. You've got to wear sunglasses out there in the bright light. Or are you getting fatigue and low energy? Are you getting muscle cramps and spasms, anxiety, depression, brain fog, broken sleep, high blood pressure, headaches, migraines, fast, racy kind of heart, like a really irregular heart? These are all signs of low magnesium. And what a lot of people don't realize is that sugar blocks our body utilizing magnesium properly. It's crazy that today is such a sugar-loaded world, and it's a huge influence on how body is able to utilize many nutrients, but in particular magnesium. And why magnesium? Because magnesium is also the first mineral that we burn up when we stress out. So it's even more important to manage it. I want to dive into that today. Let's go. Okay, so let's dive into how excess of sugar influences our body being able to utilize magnesium properly. So the bottom line is the fact that magnesium is a water-soluble nutrient, like calcium and copper and zinc and so many others. And when our sugar is too high for too long, okay, particularly things like high fructose corn syrup, it's refined and processed crappy sugars, not talking about eating a healthy piece of fruit, okay? But when we do that, our sugar intake increases, the magnesium gets used up faster. And part of it is it's the body trying to maintain that balance between nutrients in the body. And it ends up excreting that excess sugar through the kidneys. Now, magnesium is a water-soluble nutrient, and so we get that extra loss through the kidneys as well. So we know that if we're wanting our body to be able to balance out all nutrients, we want to have our diet, our lifestyle as close to nature as possible. I talk about that all the time, even 80% of the time, because we're seeing this imbalance move to more conditions like insulin resistance and an overall magnesium deficiency, which really impacts our health. I rattled off all those kind of symptoms right at the start. Magnesium is so vital to our existence on this planet. So with things like insulin resistance, we know that a high sugar intake contributes to that insulin resistance, and our cells get to the point that they just can't respond effectively to insulin. And so we're getting those higher blood sugar levels, which means there's a bigger demand for magnesium to process and store glucose. And over time, we just keep digging a bigger hole for ourselves, worsening metabolic disorders, particularly things like type 2 diabetes and obesity. The other thing is that refined and processed sugars increase inflammation in our body. So when the inflammation runs high, we're more acidic, aches and pains increase, and it's almost like it speeds up that rusting, that oxidative damage that's done to us on the inside. Yeah, we kind of rust from the inside. And so we know that magnesium is really essential for helping to calm that nervous system and just lower stress in general. And when we're in an inflamed state, things like that just can't happen easily. And also we end up being outside the alkaline corridor. So as acidity increases, as inflammation increases, we're outside the alkaline corridor. When we're outside the alkaline corridor, we crave more crap food. When we're inside the alkaline corridor, calm, body's more alkaline, inflammation is much lower, we crave good foods. Now, a thing that people don't realize is that minerals like calcium and magnesium actually run together. Sodium and potassium run together, copper and zinc run together. All these kind of ratios are more important to us as naturopaths than just saying, hey, what's my calcium level or my magnesium level? We want to know the ratios because that tells us so much more. And so when that high sugar diet is in place, it's not just disrupting magnesium, but it also throws that calcium magnesium ratio out of balance. And that's really not cool, okay? Because that's where we can start getting things like kidney stones, hardening of the arteries in a big way, muscle cramps. So apart from me rattling off the others at the start, the muscle cramps and spasms and fatigue and low energy and oversensitive to heat, light and noise, higher anxiety, depression, brain fog, crappy broken sleep. Okay, usually trouble getting to sleep's low calcium, the staying asleep thing, that waking up between 2 and 4 a.m. That's the low magnesium thing. So there's so many things that are happening, and crappy sugars are hidden amongst everything nowadays. It's not just the fact that people are drinking soft drinks or sodas, as they call them in North America. It's just it's hidden in everything. And then they put more salt in to help balance out the flavor. It's like the closer we can stick to nature, whole foods, the quicker we bring these kind of things around. So if your body has been more inflamed, more acidic, you're having any of those kind of magnesium symptoms, oversensitive to heat, light, noise, cramps, all those kind of things, broken sleep, start with reducing your sugar intake, refined and processed sugars, but also things that are where it can be hidden. Any processed kind of foods, packaged foods in general, tend to be the culprits. Okay, we want to be able to initially preserve our magnesium levels. So where I said the sugars increase the excretion, the peeing out of water-soluble nutrients like magnesium, we want to be able to retain them. So eat more things like whole fruits. The sugars in fruits are okay, and fruits and veggies are okay. I'm talking about the packaged crappy ones. Eat your good fats, close to nature. Eat your good proteins. Keep the stable kind of foods in your diet. Focus on eating more magnesium-rich foods. So dark green leafy vegetables, spinach and kales. And I really love all the Chinese greens, deep dark greens. They're great. Nuts and seeds, almonds, pumpkin seeds, walnuts, pecans, they're all great. Avocados for your good fats, dark chocolate. But you're looking at about 2 or 3 squares a day of dark chocolate, at least 70% cacao.
Have you ever wondered how your life could have been different if you'd had access to this type of content at a younger age? Look, this is why I need your help. I'm working to build the #1 platform that gives real and easy to integrate healthy life hacks and mindset to help you get well and stay well. This show only grows by word of mouth and new subscribers. It would mean the world to me if you could click the subscribe button right now, leave a 5-star written review, or drop a comment below. Share this episode with a friend and I would be forever grateful. Now, let's get back to this week's episode.
Legumes, black beans and chickpeas, whole grains, white bread, white rice, white pasta, leach minerals like magnesium from your body, where the brown bread, brown rice, brown pasta, bring them back. We want to support our gut health as well. And so looking at our gut microbiome is really important to make sure that we're absorbing things. So if I think of the upper gut, we're wanting to support our body with digestive enzymes. Green kiwi fruit is one of my favorite foods for being able to do that. And if you eat the skin as well, you pick up the prebiotic fiber. So you're helping with that. Probiotics are coming from your fermented foods. So higher sugar intake absolutely throws our whole gut chemistry. Supporting it with good whole foods is going to help to replenish it as well. So fermented foods are your probiotics. The high fibrous fruits and vegetables are your prebiotics, which are needed for the probiotics to feed on to produce postbiotics. That's really important. And then the other one is to manage stress. So I bang on about it all the time. But stress, well, magnesium is the first mineral that we burn up when we stress out. So if our body is already running tested, adrenally tired, mindfulness, even meditating 5 minutes a day, mindfully going for a walk, deep breathing, yoga, tai chi, qigong, just spending some quiet time in nature. One of the things I do, I love to surf early in the morning before sunrise. Why? Because literally it calms my nervous system. It's better than any meditation I can do just sitting anywhere else. So we know that sugar's more than just empty calories. It really robs us of our essential nutrients like magnesium. And there's so many water-soluble nutrients in the body. Like I said, calcium, magnesium, copper, zinc, they're really dependent or needed for our moods. So even sodium, potassium, like there's so many of the water-soluble nutrients. If we're having a higher sugary diet, we pee out those nutrients. And you can be having a high-calorie diet and have a really low nutrient profile within that, which is sadly is the Western diet nowadays. So reduce or eliminate refined and processed crappy sugars at least 80% of the time. And it can help your body to be more alkaline, more less inflamed, and absolutely in that alkaline corridor more, where we're preventing the crappy stresses on our body, the rusting on the inside that happens to us. and just helps us to be able to deal with day-to-day life stresses way better. You'll notice it in things like energy, sleep, moods, weight, and just overall well-being and brain focus and lack of fog. It's worth it. Reduce or eliminate crappy sugars in our diet. I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review, have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from so that you always catch the next episode. I welcome your emails, and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.